Oh, there's Kristin.
See here. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Guys.
We were wondering if this was the right place at
You're
first.
in the right
We're
place.
like,
It was just
okay, in right time.
The right time because it's later here. I'm in Michigan, so.
So you're what, 3 o'clock right now?
4. It's 4.
I'm in
Oh,
Kansas.
you're 3 hours later. Okay. I was thinking you guys were 2 hours later for some reason. All right, cool.
Kansas is 2 hours later.
Kansas. Okay. And
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Got it. Okay, good. Well, people are hopping on, so I'm going to wait just a moment. I'm so proud of myself. I set this meeting to automatically record when you log in, as opposed to having to remember to record it and then forgetting like I did last time.
That's awesome.
Oh, we don't have to worry. Okay, so is that light behind me annoying? It looks like I'm got some weird. Whatever. These are the earrings that I posted about, you guys. I wanted to
Cute.
Aren't those cool?
Oh, I like
They're
those.
super lightweight. You don't even I know, Jenny, you like jewelry. You don't even like feel them. Cute. So, I love them. Yeah. So, I mean, for $10 to get 9 pairs of these, and, you know, I send them out with just a butterfly stamp. So, you know, all in like $2, and people are buying them like crazy. So it's been good. Okay, so we've got at least 6 of us on, so I'll go ahead and just get started. Other people will hop on. Hi, Meredith. And okay, I want to start with the question that you guys posted. So what I'll do is I'm going to leave you guys. You're not on mute. If you feel like it's going to be noisy where you are, just mute it, but I'll leave it. Let me just get through answering the question, and then if you guys want to expand on that, if anybody has things they want to add, or if you want to ask for more clarification or ask for more questions, then please feel free. I want this to be interactive, which is why I wanted to do it on Zoom rather than Facebook Live. So here we go. Okay. So Desiree, I think this was actually your question. There's a couple here. So what about a stylist who's lost a job, wants to sign up, can't come up with the money for her kit? What can she do? Okay, so I mean, this comes up, you know, right? Someone, whether they've lost their job or not, if they just don't feel like they can afford the kit, right? So as you guys should know by now, we cannot help people buy their kits. We cannot discount kits. We cannot supplement kits. So what we can do is talk to them about how quickly they can earn that money back, right? So if $600 in sales, you're earning your kit money back, okay? Because you're getting 28% on that, and that's going to get you to about 160 or so, and there's your kit right there. So what does $600 in sales look like? Well, to me, that's like 2 to 4 parties, right? If our parties are, you know, 150 to qualify, you're making what, $75, 37 bucks on that, right? So if you're getting up to 600, or excuse me, if you're doing a party that's $300, you're making like 75, right? So I would say on average, if your parties are like 150 to 300, you're going to look at like 2 to 4 of those to get to 600. But bigger picture, my point is, I would just explain to them how quickly they can make that money back, and that you will help them. So they're not in this alone. You're not going to sign them up and they're just off and running and you're like, all right, good luck, you know, go make your money. You are there to help them. There are all of the trainings. And your next question, Desiree, was, you know, what if someone, like, they want to become more comfortable talking to people, getting out of their comfort zone? Well, you know, we can't force people to be someone they're not, but what we can do is offer them trainings, right? So we have all of the corporate trainings. We have the trainings in the app. We have these kinds of trainings. We have trainings in True Brilliance. We have the Strong Start Stylist call. So there's a lot of ways that they can get training to help them feel more comfortable. And the good thing right now is we're doing so much through social media. I mean, it's a great place for introverts, right? Because you're not in front of people. You're posting things. Yes, it helps if you're going live and stuff like that. But, you know, I think it's kind of a good place to sort of get someone's feet wet in sales, right? So, but anyway, so back to like the money, you know, I'm always a little bit weary of people who say they can't afford the starter kit. I'll be honest, like, it's such a good deal. You're getting so much for it. And where else can you start a business for $129, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy. And the low cost for the website and everything. I mean, it doesn't even compare to some other companies where you're paying $30 for a website and you've got all these monthly minimums, right? So, I mean, our business model is, I think, great for people who don't have a lot to put into it right away. And I just would be careful getting sucked into like sob stories. Okay. You guys know I'm really blunt and I'm direct. So I'll just be honest. Like, I've had people, I don't know if I can do it. Okay. You know, they got to make that decision for themselves. All right. So, okay, moving on. Does that answer your question, Desiree? You can give me a thumbs up, or you can ask more, or anybody else have questions or comments on that?
Yeah, I think more or less with her, yes, she's lost her job, but she's one of those quiet types. Just the whole, I think she's just worried she won't have enough clientele. And I keep telling her, message family, friends, relatives, um, you know, church people. Like
Yeah.
her daughter goes to or used to go to church nursery, talk to
Okay,
those
so I'll cut
moms.
you off for a second and I'll just generalize that. So that is another obstacle that we face, right? Is people say, I don't know anybody, I don't know enough people, or there's so many people in my town that sell it already. And so what I always tell them is it does not matter. The people that are going to buy from you and even become your team members are people that you would never expect, right? I mean, my whole team, we've got like 1,000 girls on the team now. I maybe knew like 3 of you before this even started. So, especially with Facebook and Facebook parties, she's going to be reaching people all over the country that she has never known, that she never thought would be interested. And the people that become your customers really surprise you. Like, it's not my closest friends and family most of the time that are buying from me. It is people that like I went to high school with, or I went to college with, that I don't even know anymore, but they see me on Facebook, or it's the people I've gained from the parties. It's really, really that for me is the parties, and it's word of mouth and it's referrals. And I live in, a little community here in Orange County. There's about 10 of us, I think, right now on the team. And I had like 2 new people start last week, and I'm seeing them post. And I'm like, seeing all the new people that are still buying from them in Ladera, in where we live. And it's like, because there are so many people to go around, and the people that see your post versus someone else, even if you're in the same circle, you just never know who's going to see it. So I just had someone even last night saying to me, I don't know if I want to do it in my small town. There's already a few people, blah, blah, blah. And I just gave her the same spiel. So people need to kind of get out of that. But, and again, we're so young and so new. It's not like we're Mary Kay, who's been around forever and there's, millions of people doing it. Like, we're still such a tiny population. And I meet people, I'm sure you guys too, every single day that have never even heard of Color Street yet. So there's still so much business to go around, and people, yeah, they shouldn't worry about that. Comments, anything, questions on that part? Let's see. Okay. All right. So next question. And Lindsay, one of our directors, asked this one, and I think it's great. Well, actually, one of our senior directors, she hit that recently. How many follow-ups should you do before giving up on somebody and giving them their space? Okay, great question. So here's what I do. After I send somebody the info, I follow up in like 1 to 2 days and just ask if they've read the info. If they have not responded to me, I will wait another day or 2, ask again. I will then probably wait like a few more days, ask one more time. So I'm kind of like 3 strikes and I'm out of there for a while. Okay. So if I'm asking 3 times and they're not getting back to me, I'm like, all right, I got to give them their space, and especially on Messenger, you can see if they've read it, right? So, and so I kind of walk away from the situation, and I would probably circle back in like a month and then check in with them then. Or if something in that time comes up that would entice them to join, like all of a sudden, like in February, we got the join in, you get the free. I would reach out to them then. When we got the app and, the trainings that you have points to redeem, I would reach out then. So, I think that you can find things that give you a purpose to check back in, but I definitely wouldn't hound people. I mean, they have to want it, right? Like, you can't force them to want it. You can't force them to be interested. If I have to keep checking in with you and you're not even writing me back, then clearly you're not that interested, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I just think, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to spread it around. And, I hear people saying like, I've got this one person, I just keep trying. It's like, you got to move away from that. You should be talking to 10 people at a time, about the opportunity. So, and then I think I made one more note about this, or Desiree, sorry, you chatted. What if they bring up wanting to sell it every time? I mean, again, like, every time they host a nail bar, they're bringing up wanting to sell it. Well, just tell them, where to find me. I mean, at that point, like, what can you do? Like, you can only want it for them so much. They have to want it for themselves. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? Any other comments? People have their own opinion. We all in agreement? Okay, good. All right. This is a great question. This was submitted by Becca. How do you keep your team motivated? Okay, so let's say you've got a team now. Great, you're so excited. You've enrolled like 12 people, and next thing you know, 6 of them aren't doing anything, right? That is very common and very typical in direct sales. They say about half of the people that you have on your team are going to work the business, and the other half aren't really going to do anything. And that's okay. That is why we have to constantly be enrolling and bringing in new people and getting that fresh blood on the team, and, you know, getting those people that are so excited in the beginning, and that will spread. But the things that you can kind of do, or, you know, what I try to do is that you have to be checking in with your people on a regular basis, right? You need to be accessible to them, and they need to feel like you're looking out for them too. So following up with them and encouraging their small successes, you know, like maybe it's just that they haven't sold anything in a couple months, and all of a sudden you see that they must have sold a party pack because they've got 39 PV. It's like, hey, I just noticed that you had a sale. Like, awesome. Did you do something different this month? Or just, you know, being in contact with them and always being their cheerleader. But again, it's the same thing with the signing up. You cannot want this more than they do. You cannot motivate them to do something that they don't want to do. You can only incentivize and push so much, right? And sometimes people lose their excitement for, I mean, so many different reasons, and you don't know what's going on, you know, behind the scenes. Even if you are in touch with them constantly, they might not tell you what's really happening. So all you can do is encourage and give them the tools for success, give them tips. You know, if you're seeing something they're doing that was great, tell them. If you see something you think they can maybe do a little differently, offer that suggestion. You know, tag them in posts that you think would be helpful. But again, you know, you can only do so much. And I also think it really helps to be a role model and to show them like what you're doing that's working. And that's why I try to like share with you guys if I have success, like with the earrings, something little, but like, hey, this has been really working in my parties. Maybe you guys should try it. Or, you know, I've been posting more consistently in my VIP group. You know, how often are you guys posting? Like, be the leader like that you want them to be, right? And I mean, I brought this up recently in another call that we had. Like, last year was hard for me. I had a baby. I had 2 back surgeries. Like, it wasn't a great year for me. I didn't have a whole lot of time to focus on this. And I noticed a difference. Like, my sales now, because in January, I really started pushing again. My sales, my enrolling, my team, like everything's doing better. And I think a lot of that is because people see me, you know, hopefully you guys that watch me a little closely, like you see what I'm doing and you see that I'm really trying, and it gets you more motivated and encouraged and excited too. I think if you have a leader that is not doing much, then how are you going to be motivated too? Right? So always be like the person, the seller, the enroller that you want your people to be. Okay. Does that help? Okay, good. Okay. Okay. And then Nancy Solomon, one of our directors, asked about how do you ensure your stylists hit their jump starts? Okay, so first talk to them and see if that's something that they even want. Some people sign on because they just want the discount, they just want to have fun, you know, they don't really care if they hit their jump start. But of course we want it for them, and we want it because it helps us too, right? Because remember, we get that matching on their jump start. So I would just sit down with them and talk about what it would take to get there. Make sure they understand the jump start program, which a lot of people don't. Even though, you know, we send it to them, it's in the trainings, it's posted everywhere, they still don't understand. Right? You've got sales over here and you've got enrolling over here. You don't have to do both. You can do one or the other. They are not contingent. You don't have to hit the 35 in order to earn the 65. You could just hit the 65 and not the 35. Make sure not only do you understand that, but that they do as well. And then talk to them about how they can get there. The first one is 1,000 in sales. Okay, well, what do you need to do to get to 1,000 in sales? I go back to looking at parties. How many parties does that look like for you? You know, probably 3 to 6 parties. So let me help you plan out your next 3 to 6 parties in your first 35 days. And also, I think really striking while the iron is hot. I'm big on that. So when they first come in, they're super excited, you know, and they should be talking about it to everybody, posting it everywhere, adding people to their group, you know, having their launch party, all of those things they should be doing right away while their excitement really shows and other people are like, cool, I'll support you on your new thing, you know? So that's when I think the best time to get the ball rolling is. And, you know, things that can help them for that. We have numerous posts in the group about what to do when they first get started. We have the strong start call. We have the one I just did the other day. So there's no excuses for why they can't get off to a good start, you know, especially with a little bit of guidance from you. Yeah. So anyways, and then as far as hitting the other jump starts, Continue to check in, let them know when their deadline is. A lot of people don't even know how to look in the back office and see the jumpstart deadlines. Make sure you guys know that too. If you go under team, there's a drop down option that says jump starts, and you can see your whole team and when they need to hit those jump starts by. So make sure they are aware of those dates too, because how horrible would you feel if they missed it by like one sale, right? So be in touch with them about that. Okay, so that answers the questions that were submitted. Any questions on those? If not, I'll go into my little quick notes and then we'll open it up to just whatever questions you guys have. Good so far? Okay. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I like seeing a comma in my paycheck. All right, how do you guys feel about commas in your paychecks? Pretty good, right? So how do you get there? You can do it through sales, absolutely, but you're gonna have to sell a whole hell of a lot of product to see a comma every month. You get it through building a team. This should be your focus, okay? Especially the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, 7 of you I see on here. You're here because you're interested in enrolling and building a team, okay? You need to be offering this opportunity to everybody. I know I say this all the time, but you guys need to hear it over and over again. Do not prejudge who gets this opportunity. If you were hosting a dinner party and everybody came over, would you only offer the dessert to the people you thought liked dessert? That'd be pretty rude, right? You'd offer it to everybody and let them make the choice on their own. Offering an opportunity is not being pushy, okay? You know what pushy looks like. You know what salesy looks like. You don't have to be that person, but you do need to ask. So I'm asking everybody. I wait till they try their nails. I'll check in. How do you like your nails? Mostly the answer is, I love them. Great. Do you have any interest in becoming a stylist? You know, I'd love to send you some information to look over. It is as simple as that. I say it all the time. It doesn't need to be a paragraph. That to me is salesy, okay? And I've done it. I even after I'm telling you guys not to do that, every once in a while, I'll like get this feeling about somebody. I'll be like, they want to know why they should do it right away. And I'm like, why did I do that? Keep it simple, okay? It's 2 sentences. And let them decide. And I like saying, can I send you some information to look over? Because then they have to say like, no, don't send me any information. Usually they're like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll look it over, right? So that is what you need to be doing. You need to be asking every single person. The best people too for stuff like this are your hosts of your party. Make sure every single host knows before you start the party, you know, that if at any time they decide they want to become a stylist, you will replace your link with their link and they can double dip. That's my new term that I heard somewhere that I keep telling you guys, okay? They can double dip. They can make the commission on the sales and they can still get the host benefits, right? Because as you all know, as stylists, we all get those host benefits too. So they need to realize that just because they're giving up hosting doesn't mean, you know, oh, but I was looking forward to all those free nails. You're going to get them and you're going to make the money on all of the sales, right? And guess what? I'm going to set up your VIP group for you. And guess what? I'm going to help you run this party. Okay. So there's so many wonderful things that come out of your host becoming stylist. Now, let's say they say no, that's fine. You continue to run their party. Once you see some sales come in, remind them again, hey girl, just so you know, I just want to make sure you realize like you would have already made $75 by now, you know, or you would have already made your kit back by now. Are you sure you don't want to sign up? Okay. I know there's a few of you on here. I know just by looking at you that you guys, yeah, Meredith, Lisa, you guys became stylists because of your parties, right? So those are like your key people. And going back to offering the opportunity to everybody, my first step is asking if they want to be a stylist. If the answer is no, I ask if they want to host a party. Okay, that is like the next step. Always, always, always. Be a stylist, be a host. And then once they say yes to being a host, you're going back to being asking them about being a stylist. Okay, so I think that for me has been absolutely huge. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? And I will open it up to you guys, ask me anything you want, but I just want to make sure I get through all of the little notes I made. Otherwise I will forget. Okay. Posting is great and you should be doing it, right? You should be posting about the opportunity in your VIP group and on your personal page, but posting only gets you so far. It is called direct sales for a reason. You need to be direct with people. You need to reach out directly to them. It makes people feel good. They're like, wow, she wants me on her team. Okay, cool. So you've got to do that. And I think posts, you'll see me, I post about the opportunity in sort of a basic way, like here's what's in the starter kit, but you should also be posting blessings. And I need to be better about that too, but you should be talking about what the business has done for you. And it could be something as small as you can now go to Starbucks every day of the week if you want to and not even think twice about it, right? Or it could be something as big as like, I now get a $500 bonus every month towards my, they call it a lifestyle bonus, right? Or a car, or whatever it might be. But you need to be showing people that. You also need to be showing people how much fun you are having, okay? There are different reasons people get into this business. Some get into it for the money. Some get into it to have something of their own. Some get into it to make new friends. There are so many different reasons, and you don't know what that person's reason might be. So you want to make sure you're touching on all of those different things. Money, right? And you can't just say, I'm making X amount of dollars a month, all right? We're not allowed to say that. What you can say is, well, once we're allowed to go on vacations again, look at this amazing vacation I'm on. Color Street paid for this, right? Stuff like that. But you need to be showing that you're having fun. And you guys, you should be having fun. We're selling nail polish. It's pretty cool, right? I mean, hello, like how much fun? So you need to be having fun with it. You need to be showing that if they join your team, they're going to have fun. And you need to also maybe talk about all of the support that they're going to have, right? So when you're talking to somebody, let's go back to talking directly to someone. If you're talking to somebody about signing up, and again, they're giving you that spiel, I don't know how I can do this. I don't know what to do. I've never done sales. For one, I always tell them you're not selling, you are sharing, right? You are sharing this product, you are sharing this opportunity. But regardless of that, I would just reassure them how much training we have available. I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's every single week, there's more than one thing that they can be tuning into. So there's no excuse for like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this, right? That brings me to another point that I didn't make a note on. Time. That is one of the biggest things people will say to me, right? I just don't have the time. Well, there are so many people doing this business that I don't know how they have the time either, but they do it, right? You find the time for the things that are important to you. And I find the busier I am, the more productive I am, right? Because it makes you really like focus. Okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to be homeschooling my kids. From this time to this time, I'm going to be focusing on Color Street. This time I'm making dinner. You kind of start scheduling yourself. And I would talk to them about that. Like there are ways to fit it in, especially with Facebook, like with the groups. A lot of people don't know this. If they have never been the creator or manager of a group, they don't know that you can pre-schedule posts, right? And you guys should know that too. You guys can schedule your posts. They could sit down on a day and schedule out posts for the next 3 days, right? It doesn't have to be that every single day they're on there doing that. You can plan it out for the week. Same thing when you're doing a party because you're running the parties in your groups. You can pre-plan that. So there are ways to find time for the things that you're really interested in. So, okay, I've been rambling a lot. I've talked for like over 20 minutes. So any questions, comments, concerns, other things while we're all here that I can help you with?
I have a question.
Oh, someone unmuted.
I have a question.
Great.
When you're talking about getting in contact with people and
Your volume cut out. Sorry.
can you hear me?
I can. I only heard you say when you're talking about getting in contact with people.
Okay, something weird happened on my screen. But when you talk about that, I get 0 response. Like anytime even when I do the 2 sentences, like you said, I mean, I at first I would try to say, okay, why do I love it so much and they need to know that? And I don't even do that anymore. I just really do the 2. I get nothing. I mean, I want to grow a team so bad.
Yeah.
I get ghosted. I mean, I
like literally no response at all.
No response at all. Like I literally had to vented in my little team chat the other day because I was so close to just going on Canva and making a post that says, if I send you a text, at least respond.
Don't do that.
No, I didn't. and I would never do that, but I feel like, am I broadcasting? I mean, can they even hear me? And I don't know. I mean, I understand I've been making notes. That's what I'm looking at, but I understand all the stuff that you were talking about, and I'm there. I want it to happen, and I just can't get the feedback.
I understand. And I'm sure it's extremely frustrating because you sound really passionate about it and it's something that you want, right? And you're trying and nobody's talking. So, I think the best thing you can do, and it might not be the answer you want to hear, is but just keep trying to find new customers and new people that you can ask. So, I mean, if you aren't doing a lot of Facebook parties, you should be. And here, okay, I've kind of changed the way I work in my Facebook parties too. Okay. So I make sure I have personal contact with pretty much everybody that's in there. So I have started friending them, which I never used to do. I'm like addicted to friending people right now. Like I used to say, I don't want to have all these Facebook friends. I don't even know you. I don't want to be your friend. Like I want to follow people that I know, right? I don't care anymore. So I'm friending them. I'm adding them to my group by the end, right? Because of course, in the end of your group at Facebook party, you're posting about your group and you're hoping they join, but a lot of them don't, So I am friending them. Once they become my friend, I'm inviting them, and then I'm sending them a message and telling them I invited them, and I'm asking them if they want to host a party just like so-and-so did, So I'm making a lot more personal contact with people, and it's really helping. And then, once they're your friend too, they're seeing your regular posts and getting to know you better. And maybe like for you, it's like they want to feel more of a connection with you. So maybe if these customers are you friends with the customers in your VIP group?
Yes, I'm friends with a lot of people in my VIP group. I have not friended people in my Facebook parties as a general rule.
Yeah. Start trying that and just seeing what happens and making that more personal connection with people. There's something my husband and I were talking about the other night. KLT, know, like, trust. Okay. If people know you and start to like you, they will start to trust you. And part of that too comes from you. You have to be, if you're friending these people, you need to be following them and liking their posts and commenting and telling them how cute their kids are and that puppy of theirs you just can't get enough. But people like that, especially women. And if you're saying to them like, wow, love your outfit, like looking good, like people like that, okay? And they will start to feel like they know you, they like you, and they trust you, so that when you then go to them with this opportunity, they feel more of a connection to you. And so I think that could make a big difference. And don't give up. Don't feel like I'm asking all these people and they're not responding. And it's gonna happen. It's all a numbers game. It's just like enrolling people. Like I said, so you enroll 12 people and you're stoked, but only 6 of them do anything. So you've got to always be growing and growing your network. And there's so many things you can ask them. So if they don't respond about being a stylist and you followed up once or twice, then maybe say, hey, seems like maybe you're not interested in being a stylist. How would you feel about hosting a party? See if they respond to that. Maybe they're just like, they don't know how to react. And then if they say no about the party, say, all right, cool, no problem. If you have any friends that you think might be interested, I'd love if you would invite them to my group. If they place a, buy 3, get 1 free order, I'll send you a free set just as a thank you. That's the other thing I've really learned recently is being generous and, generous with the product, generous with other things. It can be something so small. You could send them a $5 Starbucks card and they're going to think you're amazing, right? Mm-hmm. So doing little things like that, and you might think, oh, I'm spending that kind of money. The return on that investment is huge, because all it takes is for them to add one person who then wants to be a stylist that could change everything. You might find your next Ashley South, right? So you just never know. So really, I think be generous with all of this and build that connection with people.
Kristin?
Yeah.
Do you friend everybody in the party group, or just people who order, and then like do you do it at the beginning of the party, middle, end? Like, what's your method?
Yeah, great question, Lisa. Usually I'm friending just the people that ordered. If it's a great party, just the people that ordered. But if the party was kind of, sometimes I'll do the people that didn't order too. It depends. Like if I have a host who invites like 100 people, I'm not going to friend 100 random people. If it's a smaller group of 20 and only 10 buy, I would probably friend the other 10 and get them to hopefully, you know, start kind of following me. And I would invite them. I mean, if they stayed in the party long enough to kind of watch it all through, you know, even if they didn't buy anything, I'll invite them to my group at the end of it. And again, they're not automatically added. They have to accept the invite or not, and they have to accept your friend request or not too, right? So it's not like just by friending them, now they're your friend. Like, they have to accept. So there's no harm in that, but don't spend hours on this, right? Don't be like friending 500 people all the time. Like, that's going to get old. You're going to get sick of it. But yeah. Oh, and as far as when, usually towards the end of the party. I don't do it right away. I don't want them to be like, oh, who's this girl? I just joined the party and now she wants to be my friend. Like, no, I do it towards the end. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions about anything?
I had something to say, piggybacked on a couple of things that they said. What I'm doing now, and I posted this on your page, is these sample cards. I love these. They're business supplies in our virtual office. And I'm actually personalizing because, like you said, do that direct. And I'm writing like little notes and putting this together in an envelope like this and sending it that way. So that's
I think that's another good point. Any type of personalization. So that's another thing I used to be lazy about. Like, guys, when you've been doing this, I've been doing it for almost 3 years now. Like, it's easy to get lazy at times, right? And you start to get like, you settled in your groove and you're like, whatever. Now I've got the organza bags now that the product goes in, and everyone's getting a handwritten thank you note. And even if it's just a Post-it that you're, you know, sticking on top of the nails, which is pretty much what I'm doing. They've got those cool Color Street Post-its in the swag store. Like, thank you so much for your order. Hope you love them. Like, anything like that. Again, know, like, trust. People start to feel like they know you, they like you, they trust you. So any little personalizations you can do is great. And it's great for sales, and it's great for them, hopefully then liking you so much they want to join your team, right? So yeah, anything like that I think is a good idea. Okay, more questions about enrolling. Also, okay, so while maybe you're thinking of questions, I don't know how many of you on here right now are team leaders or above, but like, team leader should be your first goal. That is where like my business really took off, right? Because that's when strategic placement comes in. So being able to, and if you don't know about that, you know, really generally speaking, if you are a team leader and you enroll somebody, you can move them within their first 35 days, anywhere within your team. So you can start to build up your team, which then builds, you know, you up as well, right? So that should be like kind of your first goal. You also start getting paid more. And I think things can really change once you hit that point. So I would definitely try to focus on that if you can, as a starting goal. Yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, if you think of anything after, feel free to message me directly or comment in the group or post something or whatever. But I'm here for you guys. I would love to see the team continue to grow, of course. It's good for all of us. And I think that, it really helps you stay motivated too, right? The bigger, your team, the better they're doing, the more excited you are, the more fun you have, the more that shows, the more people want to join you. It's really just like a snowball effect, right? So yeah, so let's see what we can do.
Thanks, Kristin.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.
So yay.
God, I know. I'm so glad you guys were able to hop on. It's so nice to actually see people's faces. I think it's better than just going live. So, all right, guys. Well, yeah, good. Okay, so I'm here if you need me, and have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside, but get some fresh air too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
My pleasure.